Hello guys, today's my lecture is about the constructivism. The word constructivism is comprised of two terms, that is constructive and ism. Constructive means to build up and the ism means a distinct practice. Actually, ism word is used basically for the philosophies, theories, social groups, etc. Constructivism means to increase in building up of new knowledge by the students through a distinct practice. Basically, we can say that it is a theory based on observation and the scientific study in which students construct their own understanding through the various experiences. It is also known as experiential learning because in this approach the students gained the knowledge with the help of various experiences. It is also known as conceptual learning because concepts are made by the students with the help of various activities which are performed by them. In this approach the students become the active learner rather than the passive learners because they are involved in various activities which are performed by themselves only. I think the best way to understand the constructivism is the classroom atmosphere. Let me explain with the help of an example. When I gave the activity to my students to prepare the PPT on different topics. Let me begin with one topic only. When I set one of my students to prepare the PPT on the topic plant parts and its function, the student tries to bind its prior knowledge with the new knowledge. Prior knowledge, I think he would already know about the plants, shrubs, trees, and different parts of a plant, that is roots, leaves, stem, fruits, flowers, and so on. At this stage the students bind his basic knowledge that he already had with the new knowledge which is going to be constructed by him through various activities. In this video, let me talk about the key points of the constructivism. The constructivism is basically the theory in which the students build up their new knowledge and meaning through various experiences. Thus, this learning is also known as experiential learning because in this approach, the students learn only by doing. They are the active learners rather than passive learners, and they also emphasize on social interaction. Actually, the constructivism approach basically depends upon the collaborative learning. This approach is basically binds different groups, different students in one. Let me tell you about some of the philosophers which are involved in the constructivism, or we can say that some of the writers who influences the constructivism include John Dewey, Vygotsky, Brunner, Montessori, Kelly, and so on. Earlier educational philosophies did not place much value towards the children's play and exploration and seen as aimless and of little importance. Jean Piaget did not agree with these traditional views. He saw play as an important and the necessary part of the students' cognitive development. Students found relationships between their experiences and ideas through interaction. So, Jean Piaget considered as the father of the constructivism. Many writers are involved in the constructivism which influences the constructivism, but the main father of the constructivism is considered to be Jean Piaget. Further, let me begin with the question, why we use this method. Why there is a need to use this method? We use this method due to the paradigm shift. Now let me explain what is paradigm shifting. Paradigm shifting is the situation in which earlier accepted way about something changes completely. For example, let me explain with the help of an example. Earlier there was a earlier with let me explain with the help of an example, that is, within the trend the dress up style of an individual changes. Traditionally, we can say that traditionally knowledge and the meanings is transferred to you from a teacher, and the learning is a repetitive method. It is done by only the student lonely involved in the learning process. But due to the paradigm shifting, nowadays knowledge and meaning come from your own experiences rather than the teacher centered learning. Learning is interactive, building upon what a students already knows. Nowadays in the modern learning, collaborative learning takes place. I think this will explain you why we use this method in these days. In this phase, that is the first one, that is engage. We engage the students by giving them real objects, pictures, charts, models, asking them questions, showing them video clips, discussions, whatever the means we used to engage them. The second approach, the second stage is the exploration stage. In the second stage, once the interest has been generated, the students are ready to begin the exploring the concept. At this stage, the teacher provides a hand-on activity to the students. The teacher is not providing direct instructions, rather than he or she is leading students through inquiry based questions. Even though questions are posed, answers are not yet sought out. At this stage, the students are refining their laboratory skills as well as their understanding of scientific methods. Students work cooperatively in the groups and are provided time to reflect on the results of their investigations. And next, the third stage is explanation stage. This is the stage when the connections are made. Prior knowledge is connected to the current findings. Students develop explanations for their observations. The teacher answers students' questions. Students are now beginning to understand the new concepts. In many cases, this knowledge is specific to exact applications they have studied. Students need in this phase, the students need to internalize what they have learned. This enables them to generalize the new information and have a broader application of their new knowledge. They need time and opportunity to practice and apply what they know. That is why the next two stages are very important for the elaboration and the understanding purpose. The stage fourth is the elaboration stage, or we can say that it is the elaboration phase. It is that phase in which students need to connect what they have learned to something concrete in their understanding of the world around them. They need to generalize this understanding in order for it to turn into real knowledge and skill acquisition. In this stage, all the knowledge and the vocabulary that the student has gained is now elaborated upon and explored. It is applied to the previous investigations and used to formulate hypotheses. These hypotheses are tested in new investigations. Students take the data which is provided by the teachers with the help of the activities, and this data is further generalized and the students draw conclusions. In their investigations, they use newly acquired terms and concepts in conservation and writings. The fifth one is the evaluation phase. Now it is the time for the students to evaluate their own learning. At this stage, the students compare their previous understanding to their new knowledge. They are able to prove what they know in writing, conversation, and demonstrations. At this stage, the students evaluate their own learning, which has taken place through performance, informal and formal assessments which are given to them by the teacher. The students elaborate the students evaluate their learning by discussing within themselves about the topic which is given, which is discussed by the teacher among them. Thank you. Further, I have to elaborate. Further, I have to summarize the 5 stages which are present in the constructivism model. The first one is the engage, in which students are engaged by the teacher with the challenging situations which activated their prior knowledge, and the prior knowledge is related to the new knowledge, and questions are also provoked in this stage by the teacher. The next one is the explore. In this stage, the student investigate the phenomena, prior knowledge is challenged, and the new ideas are created by them. The third one is the explanation. Students explain the phenomena and the new knowledge is gained and as well as applied. The fourth one is the elaborate. The students apply their knowledge towards the new situations. Knowledge is deepened as well as extended by them with the help of the activities which are performed by them with the help of the teacher. The next one is the evaluation stage. At the evaluation stage, the student starts evaluate their own learning process with the help of group discussions within the groups. Thus, the 5E model is the one of the most important model in which the students build their own conceptual learning, in which he plays an active part rather than the